We do not exist under any constitution. The federal government does. September 17, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. Among the pernicious misunderstandings that plague this country and its people is the idea that we, the rank-and-file people of this country, exist under a constitution. We don't. We never did. Our actual government stands upon the Declaration of Independence and very little else. It's our subcontractors that are supposed to be providing the enumerated services and exercising the enumerated powers to do so, that exist under the constraints of the constitutions, and who are obligated to perform in good faith. A duty that they have failed by orders of magnitude. We, the state citizens, otherwise known as people, created the federal government and defined its roles and set up the contracts it is meant to administer. Period. We created the constitutions as the implementation of international treaty agreements entered into at the end of the War of Independence. If you read the treaties of Paris, Versailles, Westminster, and Ghent from the time period of 1775 through 1790, the entirety of the process becomes apparent. The constitutions are power-sharing agreements that came out of the peace treaty process, resulting in contracts for services with three principal purveyors of governmental services at that time: the Holy See, the British monarch acting in two roles, and the Lord Mayor of London. These principals have acted in gross breach of trust ever since the Civil War, and the trusting people have slept on until now, when the actual state assemblies have been called into session to supplant and overrule those substitute assemblies serving our federal subcontractors. These other assemblies are distinguishable from the actual state assembly in that they are clearly labeled as district assemblies and municipal assemblies. Thus, you have, for example, the Ohio Assembly, which is the actual state assembly and part of the American government, populated by birthright Americans who claim their actual and original political status. This is the Republican state government we are guaranteed. It is not subject to any constitution. The Ohio District Assembly, which is populated by U.S. territorial citizens and organized according to federal districts. Anytime you see the word district, you now know what you are dealing with. These people are obligated to serve and function under the Constitution of the United States of America, otherwise known as the Territorial Constitution. The Ohio Municipal Assemblies, which are populated by municipal citizens of the United States and also organized according to municipal districts. Again, notice, anytime you see the word district, it is foreign and federal and is being operated by federal subcontractors, not the actual government of this country and not the actual citizenry of this country, either. These contractors are supposed to serve and function under the Constitution of the United States, otherwise known as the Municipal Constitution. My mother used to shake her head at people and say, well, they are in the right church, but the wrong pew. And that is exactly what has gone on here for the better part of a century. Americans have been deliberately misidentified as both territorial citizens and municipal citizens of the United States, and are in fact, neither. Our government, the actual American government, of, for, and by, the people of this country, is not always in session. In fact, it has been out of session for such a very long time, that others throughout the world have assumed that we no longer exist and no longer assemble our lawful state assemblies. We have, over the course of the last few years, proven them wrong. So if you are a foreigner associated with one of the foreign federal subcontractors, feel free to participate in district assemblies and obey your contractual obligations under the respective constitutions. If you are instead an American, declare your birthright political status and join your actual state assembly. Go to www.theamericanstatesassembly.net and join the session now in place. Links to Anna's articles and resources can be found in the video description box. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing. If you enjoy having Anna's latest articles made into videos, please consider making a purchase from Ed's website sacredintuitiveelements.com. Thank you.